I'm already a millionaire in my mind. I don't see it yet, but I believe it now. In the same way a seed is called by its finished form, I'm accepting my divine inheritance as a child of God. I'm meant to have life and have it more abundantly. My treasure on earth shall correspond directly to the treasure in the heaven of my mind. Abundance is my birthright. Ashe, amen, and so it is. My name is Jullien Gordon, and I'm author of Rich and Righteous: Spiritual Secrets to Mastering Money, Manifestation, and Your Mind. After becoming a multimillionaire through real estate investing, I was moved by God at the beginning of the pandemic to share my money mindset that allowed me to quit my job in January of 2009 at the bottom of the last recession and achieve full financial freedom. I own my mental real estate before I own any physical real estate. This book is like some of your favorites: Rich Dad, Poor Dad, As a Man Thinketh, Think and Grow Rich, and the Bible all in one. But the divine downloads and thoughts that are in here are 100% original and came for a 6-month period at the beginning of the pandemic. This book is normally $100 on Amazon if you went there right now, but I want to give you access to it for free by inviting you to our next reading group. Yes, the reading group is 100% free. Every weekday for 100 days straight, I'll be reading and discussing the 10 money commandments in the book that make money come to you in your life easily, more frequently, and abundantly. And it will take about 30 to 45 minutes as we read 3 to 5 pages per day until we finish the book and reprogram your mind around money. Why 100 days? Well, if you are 30 years old, you've lived for 10,950 days. And we have to deprogram and reprogram the negative, scarcity-based money mindset society has taught you. And I believe I can do that in just 1% of the time in about 100 days. I'm done with shelf help. You know, when you buy a book to change your life, but you never read it, it just sits on your bookshelf and collects a whole bunch of dust. We off that. When is the last time you had an author actually read their book to you out loud because they cared about you getting the information in your soul? I'm not just here to get this book in your hands. More importantly, I want to get it in your head and your heart, because that's where the real transformation occurs, in the conscious and the subconscious mind. As scripture says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is not the type of book that you just read once. To renew the subconscious mind requires repetition over and over and over. So if you joined us last time, I encourage you to join us again. I myself have read this book over 10 times already. So click the link to join our next reading group, and when you sign up, I'm going to give you the first 2 chapters of the book for absolutely free on what is money and abundance is your birthright, so that you can start your journey to a more abundant life today.
What's good, everybody? This is your boy Thavian coming back at you with another day of the reading of the Rich and Righteous. We're on day 44. If you're new, please make sure you go back and check out the previous readings so you can get caught up. We're still on this 100-day challenge of the reading of the Rich and Righteous, where we are reprogramming our minds to attract more money. Money. If you're new and you do not have the book, by all means, please click the link in the description section so you can order you a book, man. Even when this 100-day challenge is over, this book is going to be valuable to you. We have a long section to read today, so we're going to break it down into 2 sections. But today on day 44, we're going to go ahead and let Jullien kick it off for us so we can get started. Remember, I want to make sure you pay attention, because at the end of the readings, I need those takeaways. Those takeaways let me know and you know that you got something out of the reading. If you didn't get anything out of the reading, then we need to go back and listen again. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get day 44 started. The role of man in manifestation.
The role of man in manifestation. All right. So let's get into it. The scripture for the day. This is what the kingdom of God is like. A man scatters seed on the ground, night and day, whether he sleeps or gets up. The seed sprouts and grows, though he does not know how. All by itself, the soil produces grain. First the stalk, then the head, then the full kernel in the head. As soon as the grain is ripe, he puts the sickle to it, because the harvest has come. That's Mark 4:26-29. And so we see something here that he does not know how. Okay, a lot of you are trying to create and you're trying to figure out how to do something, right? But if you understand the role of man in manifestation, the how is not up to you. The farmer does not know exactly how the seed becomes the apple. A woman does not know exactly how the baby unfolds in her womb, right? But our responsibility is to nurture and cultivate the environment so that the seed thought, has the greatest likelihood and probability of coming into full expression. All right. So that is what our role is, and we're going to get into that. Okay. The entire Bible is filled with metaphysical truth, wrapped in allegories, stories, parables, and aphorisms to help us understand how our mind works. I heard the acronym BIBLE, BIBLE, stands for Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. Similar to how an instruction manual comes with most electronics, this is the closest thing we have to an instruction manual for our minds. The parable of the sower teaches us how to plant good seed in the fertile soil of the subconscious mind that produces 100-fold. If you reread the scriptures without taking them literally, notice that whenever Jesus says temple, he is usually referring to the mind. Why? Because our temples are here. Okay. In John 2:19, he was not talking about tearing down and rebuilding the actual temple in 3 days, which took 46 years to build the first time. Paul also writes that your body is a temple in 1 Corinthians 6:19, and that you must be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind in Romans 12:2. Proverbs 23:7 reads, as a man thinketh in his heart, okay, so is he. And Jesus instructs us to go into our closet in Matthew 6:6 and take no thought, Matthew 6:25. Another thing you need to be aware of is that Golgotha, okay, Golgotha, where Jesus was crucified. Does anybody know what Golgotha means? Where Jesus was supposedly crucified. What does Golgotha mean? It means place of the skull in Aramaic. You think that's a coincidence? You think it's a coincidence that Jacob wrestled God at Peniel, right? And you think that it's a coincidence that Jesus was crucified at Golgotha. That's what Golgotha means in Aramaic. It means place of the skull. So the resurrection happens where, family? The resurrection happens in our skull. The resurrection happens in our skull, in our mind. Elevated and centered, Jesus represents the third eye. Whenever you see the three crosses, right? Whenever the Easter comes and they show you the three crosses, where is the cross that Jesus was supposedly on? The cross that Jesus was supposedly on is always centered and elevated. What would that be, family? That would be your third eye. Elevated and centered, Jesus represents the third eye, and that's actually the first eye. Okay, it's called the third eye because we think that it's the third eye, but this is the first eye, this is second and third. Okay, elevated and centered. Are you with me, y'all? Elevated and centered, Jesus represents the third eye, and the two thieves right here, the two thieves to his right and left represent our physical eyes, which steal life from us when misused. Oh my goodness. Sheep represent innocent thought. The good shepherd goes after when they go astray. Also consider in Genesis 32:29-30, when Jacob wrestled with God and saw God, it was written, Jacob said, please tell me your name. But he replied, why do you ask my name? Then he blessed him there. So Jacob called that place, what did he call it? He called that place Peniel, saying, it's because I saw God face to face, yet my life was spared. Of all the names that Jacob could name, the place where he saw God, he happened to name it Peniel? Of all the names, of all the words, all the possibilities, he happened to name the place that he saw God in Genesis 32:29-30. He happened to name it Peniel. You think that's a coincidence, family? Bible scholar Bill Donahue made the connection that the pineal represents the pineal gland in the brain, also known as the third eye. These are not coincidences. These are clues. Everybody type, these are clues. They're not coincidences. These are clues. God does not dwell in temples made with the hands of man. Where is that temple? Right here. These are our temples. When Jesus got crowned, his robe was purple. What is the color of the crown chakra? Purple. Joseph has a coat of many colors. What looks like a coat of many colors? The chakra system. Jesus crucified at Golgotha. which means place of the skull. The crucifixion happens in our skull, in our mind. And he's flanked by two thieves, which are our physical eyes, that think they see reality for what it is, but are usually wrong, and they're limited. It just didn't start it, family. Jesus knew everyone would not be ready to receive his message, and this is why he often said, whoever has ears, let them hear, Matthew 11:15. And in Matthew 6:17, he said, for flesh and blood has not revealed these things to you, but my Father who is in heaven. Amos 3:7 adds, for the Lord God does nothing without revealing his secrets to his servants, the prophets. When you are ready to serve God, all of the secrets that have been hidden from you shall be revealed. God does not reveal his secrets to fools or those who are not ready to receive them and use them for good. You are here and hearing these things right now, because as Luke 8:10 reads, and he said, to you it has been granted to know the mysteries of the kingdom, but to the rest it is in parables, so that seeing they may not see, and hearing they may not understand. Bottom of page 305. So our purpose is to bring heaven on earth. Okay, as the scripture says, on earth as it is in heaven. Matthew 6:10. Heaven is our subconscious mind, also known as the heart mind, because it is our mental, emotional experience of life. Okay, it is our mental, emotional experience of life. This is why people say, I feel like I'm in heaven. I feel like I'm in heaven when they have a loving, joyful, aligned experience. Your attention is the Son or Son of God. Whatever you give your attention to, you give energy to. Earth is whatever is above ground and visible, or the conscious mind. The Garden of Eden is your perfect, pure, unprogrammed mind. The Hebrew term for heaven or paradise is in fact Gan Eden, meaning the Garden of Eden. Metaphysically, your Garden of Eden is where your deepest desires, not to be confused with fleshly desires, arise from. Okay? The Garden of Eden is where your deepest desires, not to be confused with fleshly desires, arise from. Now listen to me. As the guard enters, everybody type guard hyphen enter. Everybody type guard hyphen enter. You're going to need to understand that. Type guard hyphen enter. That is what you want, family. You are a guard hyphen enter. You are a gardener. Your responsibility is to guard your inner world, family. I hope you're seeing this. As the guard inner, you are responsible for guarding your inner so that God can manifest in you, through you, and as you with ease, in the same way the dark soil turns a seed into a fruit-bearing tree. As the guard inner, you are responsible for guarding your inner so that God can manifest in you, through you, and as you with ease, in the same way dark soil turns a seed into a fruit-bearing tree. You are a gardener, family. This is your identity. You are a gardener. And you're guarding your inner. What do you have to guard your inner from? You typically have to guard it from outer things. Other people, what other people are saying about you. TV, music, alcohol, drug use. You typically have to guard your inner from outer things, family. But because these things have been branded as entertainment or fun, we open up our gates and we just let these things in. We're not guarding our inner. The only obstruction or resistance to any manifestation is within us due to lack of faith, fear, doubt, worry, or scarcity. If you were perfectly aligned, there would be no stoppage or blockage in the flow of God to you and through you. The only blockages, just like an artery, the only blockages are coagulations within the actual artery. If you had 100% faith in God, no fear, no doubt, no worry, or no scarcity mindset, God will just pour into you. You are the one that's creating the resistance within yourself. You are creating resistance within yourself. It is not outside of you. It's not your boss hating on you. It's not the economy limiting your income. It's not your significant other. It's not your college. It's not your student debt. It's not your credit card debt. It's not your medical bills. It's not the IRS. None of them are limiting you. Those are all outside of you. The only thing that is limiting the flow of energy, some of it being stored energy, some of it being active physical energy, the only thing stopping the flow of the current through you to be at its highest level is inside of you. It's inside of you, family. We're on page 306. Manifestation begins with man and in man. Manifestation begins with man and in man. That's why the first three letters of the word manifestation are man. That's why the first three letters are man. It begins with man and in man. What we experience outwardly is just a reflection and unfolding of what has already occurred inwardly. Matthew 18:8-19 says, truly I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Again, I tell you truly that if two of you on earth agree about anything you ask for, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. The two that must agree are not just people, family. This is when you look at the scripture literally. The two that must agree are not just people. You don't need anybody to believe in you to manifest except yourself. Oh, my parents don't believe in me. My significant other doesn't believe in me. My friends don't believe in me. You don't need anybody outside of yourself to believe in you to manifest. The two that must agree are what, family? Your subconscious and conscious mind. They must touch and agree. It is the two that are in you that must touch and agree. Your subconscious, which is your heart mind, and your mental mind must touch and agree. Your subconscious, your heart mind, your conscious, your mental mind. When those two things touch and agree, manifestation occurs. It is unfolding at a rapid pace when those two agree. The two that must agree are the subconscious and conscious mind, the heart and mind, thought and emotion. Okay? So when thought and emotion touch and agree, it's coming. Thy kingdom come, family. Thy kingdom come. When your thoughts are aligned with your emotions, thy kingdom come. Many of you have the thought of being rich, but your emotions around what rich means feel awkward. Sometimes you feel greedy. Sometimes you feel like you're doing something evil because you're getting all this money. Sometimes you feel like you're doing something good. So there's confusion in the heart mind. So though you may desire from a thought level, from a conscious level to be rich, there's incongruency between your thought and emotion. Sometimes it's in line, sometimes it's not. To the extent that you can keep them aligned for an extended period of time, you will start to see outward manifestation from your inward reality. Are y'all with me? When your subconscious heart mind does not align with the conscious mind's thoughts, it rejects the input and manifestation does not occur. Jesus said, it is done to you as you believe. Matthew 9:29. By this, he doesn't mean theological belief. The church convinced you that you must believe in this dogma, this doctrine. It is done unto you as you believe. Do you believe this and this and this and this? No. You had belief before there was ever religion. We could have belief before there was ever religion, before there was ever a church. When we were living in tents and huts and caves, we could have belief without it being a dogmatic or doctrine-based belief. By this, he does not mean theological belief or belief in religious doctrine or dogma. He meant believing deep down in your subconscious heart mind. It is done unto you as you believe deeply in here, in your heart mind. Remember, it says, as a man thinketh where? It says, as a man thinketh where, family? See, the book, the small little book that changed my life, it just says, as a man thinketh. But it cuts off a very important part. As a man thinketh where? Where, family? As a man thinketh in his heart. As a man thinketh in his heart. That is where he comes from. It is in our heart. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. It says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What do you deeply believe about yourself? You say you want to be wealthy, but you don't deeply believe that abundance is your birthright. This is why it's not aligning for you. You have to deeply believe it. By this, he doesn't mean theological belief or belief in religious doctrine or dogma. He meant believing deep down in your subconscious heart mind. Remember, the scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Proverbs 23:7. The key word is heart. Yes, your heart thinks. And this is why I refer to it as the heart mind. Okay? So you have your mental mind and you have your heart mind. Okay? Manifestation requires thought plus emotion. Thought from the conscious mind, emotion from the heart mind. These are the two things that we want to align. When held together long enough, they create belief. When held together long enough, they create belief. As guard enters, we have to find the balance between, listen to this. As guard enters, we have to find the balance between I got this and I got this. Everybody type, I got this. We have to find the balance between I got this, it's on me. I'm going to use my own hand to make this happen, and I got this. You have to discern when you need to take action and when you need to be still and know that I am God. Everybody type, I got this. Oh, that situation over there? No, I ain't doing nothing about it. I got that. That situation over there, oh, you think I should do something? You think I should say something? You think I need to write a letter? You think I need to go talk to the manager? You think I need to go fix that? You think I need to do a video about that? No, I'm a God that. I got that. Now there are times where you need to show up. Yeah, I got this. Okay, you did what you needed to do, God. Now you passed me the baton. I got this. You have to know and be able to discern. But many of us, because we're disconnected from God, we just always, I got this, I got that, I got it, 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 I got it. And this is why many of us are burned out, especially as righteous overgivers. Because we try to get everything on our own instead of backing off and saying, I got that. As gardeners, we have to find the balance between I got this and I got this, or action and attraction. So I got this is I'm taking action. I got this is I'm in a space of attraction. So I got this is I'm taking action or I'm pushing forward towards something. I got this is I'm in attraction and I'm allowing it to come to me. Thy kingdom come. Okay. The secret to manifestation is knowing when you should go and when you should let go and let God. That's the secret to manifestation. Is knowing when you need to go, right? And when you should let go and let God. Whereas manpower looks like hustling, long hours, and long to-do lists, manifestation looks like aligning, holding space, envisioning, and believing. Manpower seeks to make things happen in the outer world, while manifestation focuses on changing and cultivating the inner world. Manpower seeks to make things happen in the outer world. I'm pushing against something, right? It's a struggle. The struggle is real. That's manpower. While manifestation focuses on changing and cultivating the inner world, knowing that any change inwardly will result in a change outwardly. As Romans 2:28 says, a person is a Jew who is one where? Inwardly. They have you fooled, thinking that Jew is a lineage of people by blood. Romans 2:28 says, a person is a Jew who is one inwardly. So those of us in this world who go inwardly first, not outwardly first, we go inwardly first. We are the true Jews. Do you go outwardly first or do you go inwardly first? When you see a situation brewing in front of you, Do you go outwardly? Do you jump into that situation? Do you go marching? Do you go rioting? Do you go outwardly and just try to change the outward projection? Or do you go inward into the internal projector and do you change the film? A Jew is one who goes, a person is a Jew who is one inwardly. It was never about external circumcision. That is an outward ritual that lost its meaning. What we have to do is we have to circumcise our heart of purely fleshly desires. That is what that is supposed to symbolize. But now they've made it an external, outward ritual that they think must occur. No, circumcision is circumcision of the heart. It is circumcision of fleshly desire, knowing that this flesh is not who we are. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so to remind ourselves of that, we have to almost let go of our five senses, or the five senses which are connected to the conscious mind, because that is how we know this physical reality. And we have to go to our sixth sense, which is our spiritual nature. Don't get caught up in all these external rituals, family. Ask yourself, what does this ritual actually symbolize internally? And can I just do that? Valentine's Day is coming up. That's an external ritual. But what is it really reminding us of? That we are meant to love one another every single day. Halloween comes. There's this external ritual. What is it really reminding us? It's reminding us to honor our ancestors. Thanksgiving comes up. This external ritual of cooking a turkey and all this stuff. That's external. What is it reminding us of? It's reminding us of gratitude. Christmas, all these external rituals. What is it reminding us of? It's reminding us of our ability to give our God-given gifts unto other people. New Year's comes up. All these external rituals, fireworks and all this stuff. What is it reminding us of? The opportunity for rebirth. All of these external rituals have lost their meaning unless we bring the meaning, the true meaning, back to them. Some of y'all go to church for grape juice and some wafers. You don't understand what that's supposed to really symbolize internally, and that you don't need a building, you don't need grape juice, and you don't need dry wafers to come back to that realization. Sometimes we need external stimulation and reminders to remind ourselves of what's already within. Sometimes we need that. That's okay. But then when your focus becomes the outward ritual or dogma or doctrine, then you are missing the mark. And missing the mark means that you are sinning. You can go buy grape juice at the grocery store or cranberry juice, whatever they're using now. You can go get that at the grocery store. You ain't got to go to church to get that. I just wanted you to know. They got these things called grocery stores. You can go get that on your own. You can have a whole gallon to yourself. You ain't got to just do the little cup. I might have to break this chapter up in two, y'all. We're already half an hour in. Oh my goodness, 3:14. Y'all want me to push? Let me see. Oh man, should I go for it? Should I go for it? All right, let me. All right, let's go. Bottom of page 307. Food, families, and finances are three of God's most amazing manifestations that unfold with the help of man. With the help of man. We don't, listen to me. We don't make apples. A farmer does not make an apple. We don't make babies. Ladies, I know some of you think that's your unique contribution to the world. Guess what? You don't make babies. And I'm not saying this to diminish you, okay? I'm not saying this to diminish you. You don't make babies, though. We don't make money either. We don't make money. Only the Federal Reserve has the ability to make money. we manifest them, or better yet, God manifests them through us. Psalms 139, 13 through 16 reads, "For you created my innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." The secret place is God's imagination. We talked about that earlier. The secret place is God's imagination, right? You even see the language. You saw me before I even experienced the day, right? The secret place is God's imagination and our own imagination. A farmer does not know how to make an apple, family, but it does know how to create the conditions for an apple to manifest. This is your role as a gardener. A farmer does not make an apple. A farmer's responsibility is to create the conditions that increase the chances and the probability of that apple and that seed coming to full expression. A woman, and again, this is not to diminish you, ladies, a woman does not know how to physically piece a baby together. But she too creates the conditions for success for a child to develop. For those of you who have children, you did not go into the womb and actually put the arm on the baby and put the head in the baby and put the eyes in the baby. You didn't do that. What you did is you held space and you created conditions, best conditions possible for that seed to fully develop and emerge and manifest. But you did not piece the baby together. Money. We don't make money. What we do is we create the conditions internally and externally where money is naturally part of that environment. We don't print or create money. We create the internal and external conditions that allow money to naturally become part of our lives. Is this making sense? So, as gardeners, our work is to create conditions of success that increase the probability of anything we are seeking to manifest, to come to fruition in the divine time God intended for it to in our experience. I'm going to repeat that. This is our role in any manifestation. As gardeners, our work is to create conditions of success that increase the probability of anything we are seeking to manifest to come to fruition in the divine time God intended for it to in our experience. That is it. That is it. We are creating the internal and external conditions for success or of success for that thing to naturally manifest by God's hand, not ours. That is our work. Our work isn't to make something happen. Oh, I made that happen. No, you didn't. What you did is you created the conditions of success internally and externally that allowed that thing to happen. But you didn't make it happen. If you made it happen, then go ahead and do it again. Go ahead and do it again. If you made it happen, then do it again. What you can do is you can create the conditions of success again that then allow it to happen again, but you didn't make that happen. This is all God's will unfolding when you submit to the higher will. Not my will, but thy will be done on thy own timing, on divine timing. For some of you, that may mean this year. For some of you, it may mean 3 years or 5 years from now. But the goal for us is to create the conditions and stay in alignment. Create the conditions and stay in alignment. Create the conditions and stay in alignment. Stop asking when. Stop asking when. Stop worrying about how. Create the conditions internally and externally and stay in alignment. In fact, staying in alignment is the condition, honestly. Staying in alignment is the condition. I don't care what's happening out in the world. I'm in alignment. I'm still doing my morning ritual. I don't care what's happening out there. I don't care what my bank account looks like. I don't care what's going on in my relationship. I don't care what's happening in my job. I'm still staying in alignment. Staying in alignment is the condition, family. It is the condition. Okay? The framework. We don't make, we manifest. There's a difference between making and manifesting. We don't make, we manifest. And the PWWP framework or process outlines the role of man in the process of manifestation. PWWP. We plant, we water, we weed, and we prune. We plant, we water, we weed, and we prune. So tomorrow, we are going to go through this framework. I'm going to show you how to garden, family. I'm going to show you how to garden tomorrow. All right?
All right. This concludes day 44. Day 44 is officially in the books. What are your takeaways? One of my takeaways is when we discuss manifestation, and manifestation requires thought plus emotion. That's when Jullien went over the thought process plus the emotion. When you think about it, you must also believe and feel it in your heart. Those two together are going to create manifestation. You can't think about it, but then don't believe about it in your heart. It takes the thought and the emotion. You have to be physically connected to what you're trying to manifest. It takes those two, and that's when the power of manifestation will start. This section was kind of long, so we broke it down into 2 parts. So we will finish the rest of this reading tomorrow on our next reading, and we'll go from there. But day 44 is officially in the books. Make sure I get your takeaways. If you're new, please make sure you go back and check out those previous readings, and also like and subscribe to the channel so you can get the alerts and notifications for our next read. That way you can stay caught up. We still got quite a few sections left, so there's still time for you to catch some readings, some new readings, and you can go back and check out those previous readings so you can get caught up. There are a total of 10 money commandments, and right now we're on money commandment number 8. And each money commandment has different sections that we discuss. So definitely go back and get caught up on those if you're new. Also, grab your book. There's a link in the description section of the post. Click that link. Go ahead and grab your book, man. Even when this challenge is over, that book is still going to be valuable to you. And make sure I get those to the end of the reading. Day 44 officially in the books. Salute.